Now I yield 5 minutes to the ranking member of the subcommittee, Ms. Schakowsky.
I take great pride in having been a consumer protection leader for years and years in the state legislature and here now in the Congress. But one of the things that has been such a help is to have the Federal Trade Commission to be the cop on the beat to make sure that these things are happening. If this were to go through as the president wanted it, which would be illegal, so I'm hoping that you will take this to court, what would how would this affect consumers and all the people who need the work that you do, if you could tell me that? Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. The FTC does very vital consumer protection work, including advocacy, including getting money back to people who have been harmed. In fact, last year, the FTC returned $337 million back into the pockets of people who had it wrongfully taken from them from frauds and scams. And it does that on a bipartisan basis through changes in administration, through transitions. That bipartisan structure of the FTC that Congress created provides enormous value to the people that we serve, the children, the parents, the consumers, the workers, the honest businesses, because it provides continuity and credibility in our work. Let me give you a couple of examples. There are ways in which the commissioners come together and find consensus on important cases and important matters that protect consumers. So for example, when we're thinking about children, we brought a case against Epic where we got $500 million in penalties from Epic for how they treated children through Fortnite, including how kids were paying, tricked into paying for games, and also, importantly, to the witnesses in the subcommittee, allowing strangers to have access to children to communicate through that online game. That was an important bipartisan effort of the committee. My former colleague, Commissioner Wilson, wrote a very powerful concurrence in that case about that work related to children in particular. Sometimes we don't find consensus, and that is also important for the commission because we can help provide accountability and transparency to Congress and to the public about other ways things could be done, maybe more relief that was left on the table, or where commissioners think there was an overreach by the commission. That's also an important thing to highlight. So I think the structure of the FTC that Congress created drives towards bipartisan consensus, continuity, credibility, and provides accountability and transparency even where that consensus isn't reached. And all of that redounds to the benefit of the people that we serve.
So what you're saying, though, is that because of the ability of the Federal Trade Commission, things really can happen. I mean, there are laws that make it safer for our kids and our consumers.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The Federal Trade Commission administers the Federal Trade Commission Act, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and various other laws that are designed by Congress to protect children, to protect consumers. And we want that administration to be done without fear or favor, impartially based on the facts and the law in front of the commission, not based on fear of removal for failure to do a favor for a political donor or one of the big tech companies that don't particularly care for our aggressive enforcement approach.
Well, I want to thank you, Congresswoman Slaughter. Congresswoman? No, that's not correct. For the work that you do, and let us hope that the courts will decide that the Federal Trade Commission is the appropriate way that we protect our consumers, and you do it in a bipartisan way, except that right now the Democrats have been excluded from this, so we have to fight back. Thank you very much, and I yield back.